Hey guys, happy Monday. We're back again with our next special guest show host, Jan Robberts.
About time.
Yeah, how long does it take?
Come on,
Jan. What's the matter with you?
We just love this guy, and you will too. He's a gentle giant.
He really is.
And
lovely, lovely man.
This guy, of all the people I've met, you talk about a servant's heart.
Yeah.
You know?
He's always looking for ways to do things for other people, isn't he? And how to help and how to serve.
Yeah, and he's not just looking for them, he's actually doing them. I mean, he is always serving somewhere. He's always serving on a committee. He's always, traveling somewhere to be of service. And so we are a better community because of him.
He's been around a long time as well, hasn't he? I remember him on stage at an IMC years ago with his driving. I think he crashed his dad's car. That was his story. So he got in. He was supposed to. And he took the handbrake off and rolled into the car in front. I still remember that. Yeah. He's a great speaker.
He's a great speaker, great trainer, and I think his message. That you have a voice and that you have a story and that you need to develop and bring it out.
And he's right.
And he's right.
And
he's living proof of the power of it because he has told his story all over the world now. And he really has. And he's influenced people using his story and his ability to communicate and connect.
Yeah. No, he's great.
Yeah.
You're going to enjoy this.
You're going to enjoy this.
Yeah.
Thanks, John.
And you could be next.
Yes, and you should be.
And you should be.
You will.
Take care.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I am Jan Robberts, and it is a real honor and privilege to be among so many amazing people on the Empowered Living Facebook page. I mean, this is a tremendous platform for learning, sharing, and meeting like-minded and like-thinking people who just don't want to go through life, but they want to grow through life and add value to others. And today I have the pleasure to chat with you about your voice, your story, and your time. And that is actually the motto for my JR Speakers Club. But I'm also the co-founder of Key Leadership Institute, and as I said, the founder of JR Speakers Club. And thinking back, when I first met Paul and Roddy, it was actually in February 2013 at my first John Maxwell team certification in Orlando, and that's more than 7 years ago. Now, I joined the team in 2012, and I love speaking and the power of the mind, which always fascinates me. So I had seen these two legends on video trainings, but when I finally met them, it was absolutely amazing. Well, for me anyway. But they are two of the most humble, welcoming, empowering people I have ever had the pleasure of meeting. And since then, I've had the opportunity to spend quality time with them in Orlando, Guatemala, Paraguay, and London. What empowered living means to me is that I have actually a huge passion of adding value to people and help them improve their lives in any way possible. And to do so makes me energized, empowered, and it gives me that feeling of significance. That my life actually matters. And to have that empowered life, it actually gives that to me, that life of significance. John Maxwell talks about it all the time. When you've ever tasted significance, success will never be enough. I finally got to understand that within a group like this, and it's just amazing, and I hope you all get to feel this. But one of my passions is speaking. I mean, some people have a problem speaking, and I had a problem shutting up. Well, according to my mother anyway. But an even bigger passion is to support others and discover their stories, their voices, and make them realize that it is their time. And never have there been so many opportunities to tell your story online. Never have there been so many opportunities to have your voice and be heard. And never have so many people started to panic about how to share, present, and talk into an electronic gadget like this. But I want you to remember, whatever your challenge is, this is your time. And we all need to work on our personal leadership, our personal development, because this gives an ability to be much more intentional and develop ourselves every single day. I mean, it is not as if we haven't got any time right now, really, be honest. But this is actually a great time to create winning habits, which will elevate us actually into the future rather than drag us there. And that is, of course, a choice. Thoughts become words, words become actions, actions become habits, and habits become our destiny. Well, now is the time to shape your destiny, starting with the way you think. What thoughts do you allow in your head, and what thoughts do you allow to dwell on more than anything? And I really hope that you get rid of the negative thoughts, all the negative feelings, the anxiety, the fear, and the panic that has caused all this. And I don't even want to talk about it much. I mean, I'm a positive kind of guy, so we're going to go forward. But I just hope that you actually start cultivating those positive ones. How do you want to influence people? Have you ever thought about that? I mean, what do you want to share with them? Do you have a story? Do you want to share? Some inspiration you want to provide them with? Or maybe some wisdom or training that you want to add value with? What does that look like for you? What kind of plan have you got to develop yourself? I mean, we're in an empowered living community. How are you going to live a more empowered life? Have you ever thought about that? I mean, finding your voice begins with your journey of self-discovery. One where you explore and develop your self-esteem and your self-confidence first. And to get to demand the very best from yourself by embracing what you're passionate about. Therein actually lies your truth. Your own story develops from this within the focus of being, and what that means to impact and encourage others through sharing your authentic self. And this is actually how you will find your new normal. I want to share 5 points with you actually to hopefully help you and support you on this exciting journey. And the first one is that you need to take time to reflect. Where are you? What do you really want to do? And where do you want to go? I mean, take that time out, get a piece of paper out, quiet time, and start developing that. And then the second one is start writing down what you want to talk about. And journaling. I mean, whether you jot notes every day that thoughts come into your head and stories of your life that come into your head that might be important in creating and crafting your overall picture. And then thirdly, get some help to craft your story, your message, whether that's in the shape of a coach, a mentor, an accountability partner. But, we don't have to walk this journey on our own. And I think especially in this community with 1.8 million people in this community, we certainly don't have to walk on our own. And I'm sure there's plenty of people in this community who want to support you and guide you and help you to make sure that you don't walk alone. And the fourth one is discover what you want to learn, what you want or need to learn to spread your message or story. Now, that could be selling or marketing skills, maybe speaking or presenting skills, whatever skills. Now, if you go through this period and come out the others and know better, there's only one person that can really be to blame, and that's a person looking in the mirror every morning. I saw a meme sometime and it said, if in this particular time you don't actually finish some projects you've had left undone, you actually don't start your side hustle, whatever it looks like, or learn something new to become better in this period, then time has never been your problem. Your problem has been discipline. So discover what you need to do and how you're going to do it. And of course the fifth one is use this time effectively. People, don't waste this time. Don't go through this time and come out of the other end no better, more confused, wondering what's going to happen next, because this is your new normal. Whatever happens next, we will come to when we come to it. But today, what are you going to do to use your time more effectively and prepare and become better? Because as our friend John Maxwell always says, the only guarantee we have that tomorrow will be better, provided that we wake up in the morning, of course, and that's a blessing every day when we have the sunrise from Paul Martinelli every morning, which is amazing. It's already lunchtime here, but it's amazing. But the only guarantee that you have that tomorrow will be better if we do something today to become better ourselves. Now, it's simple as that. So, do you actually know the difference between social distancing and emotional distancing? I mean, for me that was quite interesting because I'd said for a long time that I thought we started socially distancing ourselves from others when we started getting electronic gadgets. But social distancing means that we need to physically stay away from each other. And I think we all know that for now. But emotionally distance ourselves from others we should not do that any more than we've done in the past. And instead, social distancing, we need to emotionally connect. I've got a quote and it says, we might be in isolation, but we don't have to be isolated. And yes, you can quote me, Jan Robberts, on that. And that is our choice. We all have choices to make every single day. And we've all heard it, if we don't make our choices, somebody else will make them for us. This is a great time, people. So when you're connecting with people, it is important to really connect with them. Emotionally connect. And in this time of uncertainty, we more than ever before have great opportunity where emotional connections are the key to building relationships, to guiding and encouraging others just by developing our voice. And it doesn't matter whether it is and who we're with, whether it's with your family, your friends, your colleagues, or others in the wider community. Even here in the Empowered Living community, there are so many people who would love to connect and engage more with you and others in our community. And say there are so many of us, this is a brilliant place to be. But by finding your voice and embracing your story and knowing this is your time, it'll help you to engage more meaningfully with people. And I know that because I had to become more personal, more vulnerable, more authentic actually. I had to be just myself. Now, I'm not saying that lightly because I constantly develop myself. It's as we all know, development is not a one-day thing; it's an everyday thing. And I learned from mentors such as Les Brown, Nick Vujicic, John Maxwell, Eric Thomas, and of course Roddy Galbraith, Paul Martinelli, and many others by reading amazing books. Listening to stunning podcasts, watching YouTube videos, attending seminars, being part of this Empowered Living community, as well as practicing. It's amazing that in this time when we think we can't do anything, I have spoken in the last 3 weeks, I've done 3-4 podcasts and I've spoken on 5 different summits in 4 different continents without leaving my living room. It's exciting. This is an exciting time, people. But I continuously need to fill my cup and become better so I can add more value to others, and I need to speak my perspective from my life and my heart, to have my own voice and speak from my truth. In other words, I need to just be myself. And that is very important, and that was for me a lesson, because I remember we had Paul Martinelli and Roddy Galbraith developed a course which is amazing, the Get Good First Speakers Club. And we did speeches in that, and at some point when I was developing these speeches, and I was getting mentored by Les Brown as well, and Paul actually said, you sound just like Les Brown. And at first I thought that's a compliment, and in a way it is, but I thought, hold on a minute, I need to be more myself. I need to put myself in it. Yes, I can learn from all the masters and all the greats, and Roddy's keeping me on the right path for our speaking and presenting, and Paul, the mindsets, all the Think and Grow Rich and all the deep dives we're doing. It's absolutely amazing, and it keeps me building myself and filling my cup all the time. But with all the time available right now, you have the choice, you have the ability to become more intentional and get more clarity on where you are heading. And I think it's time well spent. Everyone is feeling vulnerable right now, and everyone is looking for leadership, support, and guide them with solutions. But now is the time to step up. Use this amazing time to create and explore all the possibilities. It's okay to feel a little depressed, a little fearful, and have some anxiety, because that just means that you're human. But then you also have choices too. Don't just have amazing intentions. Because another quote by John Maxwell, and I love it, it says, from the book Intentional Living, where he said, every one of us has got good intentions, but he said, the roads are paved with good intentions. People with good intentions do something good occasionally. People who live an intentional life do something good continually. What are you continually wanting to do to improve your life and the life of those around us? Now, be intentional. Stand out. Make decisions. Grow through this by becoming solution-focused. That is how you lead. By leading yourself first, in the way that you positively adjust your attitude, your words, your thoughts, and your actions. Remember, thoughts become words. Words become actions. Actions become habits. And habits become our destiny. What does your destiny look like? What are the words you use, the thoughts you think, and the actions you follow up with? People, don't waste this time. But I hope this will at least give you something to think about. I mean, you can find me at www.keyleadership.com, which is KI, it's Japanese for energy and internal power, and www.jrspeakersclub.com. In fact, if you go to the Key Leadership website, you can download a free ebook which we've created over the last few years with amazing case studies, with some stunning programs that we've learned and developed. But at the end, I just want to thank Paul and Roddy and also the unsung heroes in this community who work consistently behind the scenes and make this empowered living community get on the air and stay on the air without technical and qualities and challenges, and also the people who constantly message us from the empowered community, who mail us, who keep us informed about everything's happening. You know, I really appreciate you, and I can speak for the entire empowered living community. We really appreciate you. But remember, you have a story. You have a voice. This is your time. My name is Jan Robberts from the Key Leadership Institute, and I wish you an amazing rest of your day. Take care. Bye-bye.